A bipartisan commission created by President Trump to fight drug addiction will meet today for the first time. According to preliminary data, overdoses killed more than 59,000 Americans last year. That is a record. It is also more than car crashes or gun violence. Tony Dokoupil met with one Texas family who lost 2 sons this year to the opioid crisis. Tony, good morning.
Good morning. Gilbert and Kim Freeman lost their youngest sons to heroin, first on Valentine's Day and then on Mother's Day. Now they're warning parents to stay vigilant and calling on lawmakers to rethink the war on drugs.
We didn't really set out to have 5 children.
For nearly 50 years together, Gilbert and Kim Freeman have been making memories in North Texas.
You just think these are your beautiful children and they're going to turn out to be great.
At what point did you start to worry about drugs?
As soon as they were in high school.
All 3 of their boys, Hunt, Jack, and Ross, struggled with addiction. It started with alcohol, then cocaine, then heroin.
I kept thinking that I was going to fix them, that if I got them in a different school, got them in the right rehab, and whatever it was, and I just didn't have an understanding of the power of that drug.
The youngest brother, Hunt, overdosed more than a dozen times.
He was walking the edge all the time, so close to death.
He died on Valentine's Day at 26.
You know, once you go down that road of taking heroin, I mean, ever turning back obviously is almost impossible for so many people. And it took me, way too long to figure that out.
Jack relapsed after Hunt's death, and the morning after Mother's Day, he didn't show up for work.
You know, and I kept calling Jack, and I can remember sitting in my car just thinking, just please be okay. We can't do this again.
Ross, the oldest brother, stopped his father from going inside Jack's apartment.
There's nothing quite as terrifying as hearing a parent's scream that they make when they know that their child is dead. It's the saddest noise I've ever heard.
And we weren't near finished grieving for Hunt, because that was a new experience. We weren't finished grieving at all. I felt like I hadn't even started grieving.
Rather than hide their pain, the Freemans have decided to talk about it, publishing an obituary with a picture of the boys they lost.
It was a cute little picture of Jack and Hunt when they were together, holding each other. And that's how I like to think that's where they are now.
The Freemans believe that legalization of drugs, not stronger enforcement, may have saved their family.
People are going to use drugs. They're going to get high. And, we just better face it that our war isn't winning at all. There's got to be a different strategy.
Is that how you feel as well?
Every culture has used drugs for centuries. If it's regulated, that might be an answer.
The Freemans hope that by sharing their story, they can save another parent's child.
I mean, I'd love to just curl in a ball and cry and do nothing, but that's not life. That's not living. If I want to honor their lives, I would put some energy into something, and this is what we've chosen.
There are some happier details here. The Freeman's oldest son, Ross, is getting married this September, 6 years after recovering from a heroin addiction himself. And it's the kind of success story that the Freemans hope other families can share. Gayle?
Well, I'm so glad that story's ending on a happy note, but that's tough. The fact that they're sharing it, though, I think is very important.
It'll be interesting to see if this commission in the D.C. environment right now in a bipartisan way can get something done or rethink the way this is looked at.
People will be surprised at their position. They want it legalized. That's interesting. Thank you, Tony.